Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. I hope everybody is having a good day. It's Wednesday, which means we're live on the channel because we go live every single Wednesday at about 3 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. on the East Coast. How's everybody doing? I see some real ones are already in the chat. Shout out to El Turio, Alzo, Cha, Michael, B. Beloy, you're a real one. He says, I live for your live shows, Marsh. Only reason I have a YouTube account is you on both these accounts. That is mad love, my guy. Shout out to Alex, Ryan, Prince, Nick's Galaxy, A1 since day one, Mr. Assassin, Melinda. Look, the real ones are already piling up in the chat. So I want to know, if you're a real one, do what you do. Type real one in the comments section because we picked up a good number of subs over the past couple of weeks, 600 during our live stream of the game on Sunday. So there's going to be some new faces, some new names in the comment section, and that's what we're looking for. We're going to grow this channel, but remember, it's a lot better experience if you're a real one. So if you're a real one, type real one in the comment section right now. Mr. NY Stadium, what's up, my guy? William, he says, good afternoon. KTG says, yo, Alex is a real one. So is B. Beloy, Scott, George, Alzo, as always. Ricky DaCosta, I'm not going to skip you, brother. Look, YouTube's got some bugs. I don't get to see all the comments, but I see you in there now. Ricky, shout out to you, my guy. You know it's love on this end. Shout out to Mr. NY Stadium, Ryan, Adrian, George, Bells, Michael, Alex, the three bros, Cha. B. Beloy says, do these comments on live show up regular? I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I think you can see the chat on a live show once it goes to video on demand. I think you can, so we'll be able to see it. Everybody that's watching the video, they're going to know who the real ones are. If you're a real one, like Rural or Michael, Alzo says they don't. I don't know. Maybe they do, not maybe they do, to be honest. I don't know, but you're a real one, and they know you're a real one. That's all that matters. Billy, hello from the United Kingdom. All right, people are piling in, 63 people watching right now. So I want to ask you this question. With game day just around the corner, and the Giants have an opportunity to go 2-0 for the first time since 2016, they're taking on the Carolina Panthers. Going to be a motivated team. They lost week 1 on a game-winning kick to the Cleveland Browns. They're trying to not go 0-2 because that is the record in the NFL that you don't want to be after 2 weeks because the percentages say it's nearly impossible to make the playoffs if you start 0-2. So who do you got? Who's winning this Sunday? Type NYG if you're rolling with the Giants, or if you're rolling with the Panthers, type CAR in the comment section. G-Man fans from the UK, what up, man? Eric says he's rolling with the Giants. So is Cha, Ricky, B. Beloy. Alzo's going Giants 27-24. I forgot what my record prediction was in the video yesterday. Yesterday was a busy day, I'll tell you that much. Alex says the Giants. KNU says Giants. I haven't seen one CAR yet in the comments section. So that's a good thing. That means we have no frauds in the chat. Type NYG, section 124, real one from Cha, my guy. George says, you think Barkley will lead the league in rushing yards this season? Great question. I hope so. I don't know, man. That's going to be tough. But look, he plays like he did in week 1. Ain't nothing stopping 26. I'll ask you this question, though. We were just talking about Saquon, and give a shout-out to producer Pat on today's show. Who scores the first TD this week for the New York Giants? Last week, it was Saquon. So I want you guys to get your crystal ball out. Let me know what you think. Who's going to score the first touchdown this week? I wouldn't be surprised if it's Saquon Barkley yet again. Maybe you get a Kadarius Toney all involved early in the week this week as he only had 7 snaps last week and 2 touches. Maybe it's Kenny Golladay in the red zone. Maybe it's Daniel Bellinger in the red zone. I don't know. Maybe it's Sterling Shepard. Seeps, you got a prediction? Who do you think scores first?
Yeah. So I'm hoping it's Saquon. I want to actually give a shout out to Saquon Barkley. Drafted him in the 2nd round of my fantasy football league.
Steal.
#1 running back after week 1. So I love Saquon. I'm all in. And we'll get into Skip Bayless's moronic comments about Saquon later. But I'll go Saquon for this.
Yeah, I could see Saquon. I'd like to see, though, like an explosive pass play. Like we saw with Sterling Shepard last week. That was really one of the only explosive passing plays. What about like a deep ball to Kadarius Toney or like a deep ball to David Sills? That'd be really, really cool. I think there's definitely an opportunity for that. Look, anything can happen. I'm cool with whoever gets it because at the end of the day, Mike Kafka, he called a great game in his first game as an offensive coordinator in the NFL. I thought Kafka did a really good job. Derek says Richie James. B. Beloy says, yes, Marsh, that's what we need to do, open up the box. Yeah, once you take a couple deep shots, look, the defense has to back up. They have to respect it. And when you back up, that's when you hit them with Saquon Barkley. Richie James, I could see that. Tyler, what up, man? He says Barkley. All right, sounds like a lot of people. Ricky, he says Shep. Cha said Golladay. Kenny Golladay scores his first touchdown for the New York Giants on Sunday. I'll be a really happy dude. Look, you can bet on who's going to score the first touchdown this week with our proud sportsbook partner, BetUS. When you go to chatsports.com/bet and use that promo code chat125, they're going to hook you guys up with a 125% deposit bonus for free. So put $100 in, they'll give you a free 125. Giants, before we filmed this video, they were 1-point favorites. Now it's back up to 2-point favorites. It matters what book you're at, but the one that we got like 5 minutes ago, they were a -1. I just checked again. Now it's -2. But bet on the Giants. Last week, I bet on the Giants' money line. I doubled up my money because I'm a real one, and I knew the Giants were going to win that football game. And my record prediction earlier in the week, I said no, but as I got closer and closer and started to really think about it, I thought that was a game the Giants could steal. Crazy shit happens in week 1 all the time, and it did this past week. Bet on the Giants this week, or bet on the Panthers, or you can bet on any game, NFL, NBA, MLB. You can bet on Joey Chestnut eating like 400 hot dogs in a minute. Just do it at chatsports.com/bet. Promo code chat125. So we've been doing this on the channel. We started in week 1. We said, if you want to beat the Titans, like this video. And the video we did it on nearly got 1,000 likes. And we won the game. And I'm going to be honest, Seeps, I'm a superstitious guy. Like, when I was a kid, if I had a good baseball game, like I went 3 for 4, a couple ribbies and a double, I would eat the same pregame meal and wear the same stuff, the same gear, pants up, everything the exact same heading into the next game. I'm superstitious. I just really am. And I don't want to mess it up. I don't want you to be the guy that messes it up. So if you want the Giants to beat the Panthers, I want you to like this video right now. We got 94 people watching. Let's get to 60 likes right now. Very possible. Let's double up the like count because, look, I'm not saying liking the video guarantees a Giants win, right? But you don't want to be the guy that wakes up Monday morning like, fuck, the Giants lost and I didn't like that guy's YouTube video. You don't want to be that guy because it will be your fault. It won't be Daniel Jones's fault. It won't be Saquon. It won't be anyone's fault except your fault. Don't be the guy that messes it up. Hit that thumbs up icon if you want the Giants to beat the Panthers. And speaking of the Panthers, my mindset all week, just like it was last week it was F10. This week, it's F Carr. F the Carolina Panthers. B-Boy says, as always, I forget to like the video. Hey, just hit that thumbs up icon. Easy way to show some love. And look, let's keep the train rolling. Like the video if you want the Giants to go 2-0, because I am a superstitious person. But my mindset going into the week is F Carolina, beat Carolina, F Baker Mayfield. It's the Giants versus the world, and the world this week is the Carolina Panthers. So join me. Get your mind right, because it's all about your mindset. This thing in between your ears is the strongest muscle you got. Get ready for game day. Type F Carr in the comment section. I'll give shout-outs to everybody that does. Shout out to Ricky. What up, brother? Shout out to Melindo, Imario, IID, Tyler, Derek, Alex, Melinda. Get the F Cars going in the chat as we got a super chat from my guy George Valentine. Or Valentin? I think it's Valentin. I'm also not good at reading. That's why I talk sports. I'm not good at math. I'm not good at reading. But I can talk about New York Giants football all day long. Shout out to George. We'll pop that up on screen in a second. But get the mindset going. Shout out to Billy. Shout out to Bells. Shout out to KX. Shout out to George. He said, yeah, that's a bet. Awesome. Thank you for the $3 super chat, my guy. I don't really know if I want to drink today because, to be honest with you, I've been on an absolute bender the past week. Last Thursday, I flew out from Dallas to Arizona for a bachelor party. And Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night, we went out every single night in the city. I did way too much drinking. Then I flew back from Arizona to Dallas Sunday morning. And then I was drinking on air with you guys on Sunday. Then I went home Sunday night, woke up Monday, recovered. Then last night, one of my best friends lets me know, hey, we're going out because it's my birthday. And I'm the guy that's always a yes man. If one of my homies needs me, we're going out, we got a party, I'm going to celebrate it because you only live once. And I was out till about 3 a.m. drinking tequila. And this morning when my alarm went off, my body did not want to get up. So it has been 6-7 days straight of drinking for me. I'm not really even a drinker. But Jesus, that stuff has been killing me. We'll drink maybe, but right now we're going to slowly go into it. Alzo, if you excuse me, that's the only excuse I need. You're my guy. Is the super chat not working? It's weird. Alrighty, we do have a mailbag. We're actually going to do 2 mailbags in today's show. We're going to get to the injury report. We're going to get to the Skip Bayless nonsense comments about Saquon Barkley. We'll touch on the injury report. We got news on Kayvon Thibodeaux, Wan'Dale Robinson, Aaron Robinson, as well as Azeez Ojulari, John Feliciano. We have some big... B. Beloy says, I see no option for super chat. It's in the comments, B. Beloy, right under it. There's a money sign with like a box. If you just click on it, I think that's how you do the super chat. Like a sliding ball should come up and you can like drag it to the dollar amount you want to send. That's how you do it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Ricky DaCosta says click on the box with the money sign. Listen to Ricky. He's a real one. But we have a mailbag coming up. So if you want your questions on the show, if you want to chop it up with me about Giants football, use hashtag Giants in the comment section. Ask about Kadarius Toney. You could ask about Brian Dable, Mike Kafka, Xavier McKinney. Are the Giants going to win? Should the Giants trade Tyrod Taylor to the Dallas Cowboys? You can ask anything you want. Shout out to Dr. Pancake. He said, any chance we trade for some interior O-line help? We'll make sure to answer that on the upcoming mailbag. But get your questions in, because to be honest with you guys, if we don't get enough questions, we're probably not going to be able to do the show. And I want to do the show. I want to talk Giants football with all my fam out there, all the real ones. James Hollister says, super chat when we win. I'm cool with that. I am cool with that. Gabriel says, who the hell voted for the Panthers? F them. LOL. Mr. Assassin gets a question. And shout out to Mr. NY Stadium. Shout out to KX. Mr. NY Stadium, I love seeing you in the comments because I remember when I first started doing videos on this channel back in June of 2021. So it's been about a year and a half now. You were a subscriber when we had like 1,000 subs. And your name always stuck out to me. I love the icon. You know why your name sticks out to me? Because look at this. Your picture is my phone background. Your avatar is my phone background. I've had this phone background for like 6-7 years. So when I saw that was you and that was your picture, I was like, it's meant to be. He is supposed to be subscribed to Giants Now. And he is. And we got the same picture on our phones. That's pretty damn cool. Shout out to Marquise. What up, bro? Pierre Juan, my guy. How's it going? Hope you're having a good Wednesday. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties. We'll get into the show in a second. It wasn't pulling Georgia's super chat, and I told the producers, look, We're not starting the show until we get it up on screen. I want to show love to my guy, George, because if you super chat to the show, that automatically makes you a real one. And you don't have to super chat. There are a lot of ways to support this show that are free. You can like, you can comment, you can subscribe, you can share the video to a friend. You could tell a friend about the video. There are so many things you have to do. I know we talk about super chats and we drink for super chats and we do all that, but there's so many ways to support the channel besides that. People always ask me, Marsh, how can I support the show? I love it. And this is how. Like, subscribe, comment, and share the video. You do those 3 things, that might have even been 4 things. I don't know. That makes you an official, real one. Larosity says Fox should be moved to inside linebacker. I don't know about that. He's an edge rusher. That's what he is. And he had great production in North Carolina. I loved what I saw from him. Like, as a UDFA, I feel like he's playing above expectation. I mean, as a UDFA, you're not supposed to make the roster. He was the only one that did make the roster, and I thought he looked good in game 1. Devon Jones says, did you hear Skip Bayless's ridiculous take on Saquon Barkley? I did, and we are going to talk about it on the show today. What do we have coming up? We're going to get into the latest injury news surrounding the New York Giants. They just put out their injury report a couple of minutes ago. We got news on Kayvon Thibodeaux. We got news on Azeez Ojulari, Wan'Dale Robinson, John Feliciano, Aaron Robinson, and then... Are we back? Oh, we just lost like 50 people watching. Are we back? Are we back? The Wi-Fi here at the office is going crazy. I don't know. Are we good? We're back. We're back. All right, we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back, baby. Can we get the super chats built? If we haven't, 2 came in. They're both stickers. Alrighty, I don't know what happened. The stream froze. YouTube is trying to shadow ban Giants now. They said, you know what? You guys are doing too well. The real ones are being too real. Too many people are enjoying this show, and we can't have that happen. And I told YouTube to go piss off. That ain't the truth. I want to ask you guys this question, though, because we're restarting a little bit. Some more people are piling in. We kind of stopped a little bit, but now we're back. We're back. We're back. Who do you got this Sunday? Who is going to win? Yeah, Yovlis, you two didn't want me to talk about Skip Bayless. He doesn't just... Honestly, I'm upset that I have to talk about Skip Bayless because he's an absolute fraud. He doesn't believe half of the stuff that comes out of his mouth. He just talks to get a rise out of people. And I kind of like to do that as well, but we're going to talk about what he said about Saquon Barkley. He was being a classic homer of the Dallas Cowboys, so we'll talk about that. Cha saying we're back. Pierre says NYG. Ricky says NYG. Torian says NYG. Does that mean we lost all the comments from hashtag Giants from earlier? We do? Because a lot came in. Alrighty. We're about to get rolling here. Let's do this, though. If you're a real, we'll do the real one. And then let's do the like. Because we got 140 people watching. People are piling in. I want to get to 100 likes on the video right now. So if you want the Giants to beat the Panthers, if you want the Giants to go 2-0, you want the Panthers to fall to 0-2, like this video. We got 137 people watching and 75 likes. We're not starting the show. My producer, Patrick Seatman, just told me we will not start the show until we get to 100 likes. There's 134 people watching. We should be able to do that. Show some love. Let's ride. We're 18 likes away. Hit that like button. And if you've liked the video already, type me in the comment section. Like the video, and if you have, type me. If you want the Giants to beat the Panthers, hit that like button. If you type me in the comment section, I'll give you a shout out. Shout out to Devon, ID, Ricky, Aaron David, Alzo, Torian, Yo Elvis, Loisa, Pierre Juan. 8 more likes. Let's go. Rosario Guzzo. What up, my brother? Michael, we're going to get to the injury report here within the next couple of minutes, but we need 5 more likes. We got to get to 100 likes. We're not going to be able to do the injury report. That's what my boss told me. We got to get to 100 likes on the channel. Alex said I never left. That's because you're a real one. Shout out to Jonathan, Antoine, Bells. 4 likes away. Let's go. Come on. Hit that thumbs up icon. Just tap, tap, tap. Tap it. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo. The tap, tap, tap-a-roo. Shout out to Cha, Rodney. 2 more. 101 likes. We did it. Do we have those soups? Mikey's getting a question. Remember, we have a mailbag coming up. You guys can get your questions up on screen. Mikey, what's going on, brother? We got 2 super chats. Let's show some love. George Valentin sends in a $3 super chat. I wanted to get you guys the love you deserve. Wanted to get those on screen. Having some technical difficulties, but it's smooth sailing going forward. George, I'm going to take a drink of this. And Ricky, a real one Ricky, sends in a $2 super chat. Ricky, George, I appreciate you. If either of you guys have questions, drop them in the comments section. Also, another way to guarantee a spot on a mailbag is by super chatting. All super chats get up on screen. All right, we're about to get into the latest news and rumors surrounding the Giants. An injury report update on Kayvon Thibodeaux, Azeez Ojulari, John Feliciano, and Dane Belton. I think you guys are going to be surprised about what we're about to say about Dane Belton. You might already know, but it's going to be interesting. All righty. If you haven't yet, hit that like button. If you have, let's roll. Yes. Let them know. All righty. Let's go. Here we go. Let's get in the show. Shout out to the real ones. You're watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green, as always. I hope everybody's having a good day. It's a good day because the Giants are 1-0. I'm not ever going to get tired of saying that. Let's hope they can get to 2-0 this Sunday against the Carolina Panthers. We have a loaded show coming up. The Giants, they just put out their injury report, their Wednesday injury report. We'll break down everybody that's on that list. We'll give you all the information we have on injuries to Kayvon Thibodeaux, Azeez Ojulari, Wan'Dale Robinson, Aaron Robinson, Dane Belton, John Feliciano. Some big-time players have some big-time news circling around them right now. And Skip Bayless said the stuff that Skip Bayless says about Saquon Barkley. We're going to talk about that. Then we're going to get the F Skip Baylesses rolling in the chat because what he said was absolute blasphemy. Blasphemy, to quote Stephen A. Before we get into the injury report, though, I want to ask you guys this question. Who do you got winning this Sunday? Who's coming out on top? Who is going to be going into pick out of Iowa? Was a full participant at practice today. No longer in the red non-contact jersey. It sounds and looks like Dane Belton, after breaking his collarbone a couple of weeks ago, is going to be ready to play this Sunday versus the Panthers. And I think that's going to be a big shakeup to this safety depth chart. I still believe Julian Love and Xavier McKinney are going to be the starters, but expect to see more 3 safety sets where more like we're going to see Belton on the field, we're going to see Love on the field, and we're going to see Xavier McKinney on the field. I think Dane Belton is a guy that is someone that's really going to change the fortune of this this defense. He's a guy that can cover. He's a guy that can hit. He can play in the box. He can play a little bit of slot corner. And before preseason and before training camp, he was that guy that is the single high safety. That's what they had. They had him as a single high safety, Julian Love in the box, and Xavier McKinney rovering around the football field. That's going to be a big addition for this team. I don't expect Belton to be a guy to come out there and get 20, 30 snaps just because he just broke his collarbone. I expect him to be slowly worked in. But we have even bigger news about Aaron Robinson. He is going to be out this Sunday after he had his appendix removed today, and he was already ruled out. So your starting corner, Aaron Robinson, will not play this week, who looked really good in week 1 against the Tennessee Titans. I thought he played well. He was on the island in man coverage a lot where he was having to play press coverage, and he held up. But now the question is, who's going to take his spot? Because this is what the depth chart looks like. You don't really have another outside corner on this roster, and that's why we talked about it so much in the offseason. Like, go get a Jimmy Smith. Go get someone that can play outside corner. So I want to ask you, after you've seen the depth chart, who do you think is going to be the other outside corner this week against the Carolina Panthers? Type 28 for the rookie Cordell Flott. Type 37 for Fabian Monroe. 35 for Justin Lane. Or 44 for Nick McLeod. If I had to guess, I would say that the Giants call up Fabian Monroe from the practice squad, and he becomes the starting outside corner because he's just a vet and he has the most experience in the NFL. But I could also see them trying to get the rookie Cordell Flott out there. I want to hear from the Giants fans, though. Let me know what you think. These were the guys that did not participate at practice today. Nick McLeod was dealing with a hamstring. We talked about Aaron Robinson. He's dealing with that appendix. He just had it removed. He will not play this Sunday. A huge development and really bad news for the New York Giants. And Wan'Dale Robinson also did not participate. He is dealing with that knee injury where he left the game in week 1. Brian Daboll said he was day-to-day, but he said the same thing about Azeez Ojulari 3 weeks ago. So day-to-day for Daboll means who the hell knows what it means. Hopefully Wan'Dale Robinson can be back sooner rather than later. These 4 guys were limited at practice today. They did some stuff, but they weren't full participants. John Feliciano is dealing with a lower leg injury, the starting center. Azeez Ojulari is still dealing with that calf injury that he sustained in practice. Jason Pinnock, the safety that the Giants signed off of waivers from the New York Jets, is dealing with the shoulder injury. And Kayvon Thibodeaux is still nursing that sprained MCL he suffered in week 2 of the preseason. But we do have some good news about Kayvon Thibodeaux. He was in full pads today. He had on the crazy helmet, which made it seem like he was closer along than Azeez Ojulari. And that's kind of what Art Stapleton said on Twitter. He said, Brian Daboll said Kayvon Thibodeaux and Azeez Ojulari will be limited participants in practice today. My sense is that Thibodeaux is ahead of Ojulari. Calf injuries are tricky, so we'll see if Kayvon has made enough progress to give him a real chance to play Sunday. He went on to say Thibodeaux was on the side with the training staff during one-on-ones, but watching what he was able to do from afar. I think he took a step forward today, was really testing his knee with agility, sprints, change of direction, full to 3/4 speed. I think he's got a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance that we get to see Kayvon Thibodeaux play football in a Giants jersey this weekend? If that doesn't get you pumped up, I don't know what will. I am excited. I don't know if it's this week. I feel more confident than I did last week. I'd give it I think it's still like a 50-50, 60-40 shot that he plays. But like Art, I agree. I think Thibodeaux is further along than Ojulari. If they do play, this is where the Giants team could really separate themselves. These 4 guys on screen are all extremely talented players. This is the most talented group on the Giants. The front, Kayvon, Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence, Azeez Ojulari. This is where their team should dominate. The Giants, the history is built off of the front 5, and these guys have that swag. And O'Shane Ximines, as much as we hate him, or don't hate him, but did not talk nicely about him after his first 3 years in the NFL, he played a damn good football game in game 1. Jihad Ward, he was named the team MVP on defense by the Giants. He played a great game. Shout out to Hadi. And Dexter Lawrence, Tom and Fox, those guys all played good as well, but they ain't Kayvon and they ain't Azeez. Let's hope that those 2 guys can get back as soon as possible. Do you want the Giants to win? Do you? Do you want the Giants to go 2-0? If you do, subscribe to New York Giants Now by Chat Sports, because it's sub for Giants dubs. If you were watching our watch party live on Sunday during the last 2 drives, I kept on saying sub for Giants dubs. The Giants, they go down and score. They get the 2-point conversion to take the lead. And then Randy Bullock missed the game-winning kick. And I'm not saying it happened because we subbed for Giants dubs, but I'm not saying that it didn't happen because we did it. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. Subscribe to Giants Now. We're trying to get to 12.5 thousand subs. We put out videos every single day. We go live every Wednesday, and we're live for every single game on Sundays. Hit that big red button, and let's party. Let's talk about Baker Mayfield here for a second. Remember when Daniel Jones was drafted and Baker said this? I cannot believe the Giants took Daniel Jones. It blows my mind. Some people overthink it. That's where people go wrong. They forget you've got to win. Baker, go F yourself. Let's get the F Baker in the chat going. I may not be the biggest Daniel Jones fan, but he's my quarterback on my football team, so I got his back. Let's step up and have Daniel Jones's back right now. Type F Baker in the comment section. I want to see 500 F Bakers in the comment section. It's all about mindset. Remember that. We got to be ready to go. Let's get going. Type F Baker for being a hater of Daniel Jones. And if you want to bet on the Giants beating the Panthers this week, do it with our proud sportsbook partner, BetUS. When you go to chatsports.com/bet and use this promo code, chat125, they're going to hook you up with a 125% deposit bonus. Marshall, what the hell does that mean? That means they're going to give you a free $125 if you put $100 into your account. So you have $225 to bet with. Bet on the Giants, bet on the Knicks, bet on the Mets, bet on the Yankees, bet on Joey Chestnut. You could do it all at chatsports.com/bet. Just use that promo code, chat125. Let's talk about, I don't even want to say his name. You see him up on screen. He's an absolute clown show. I can't believe we're actually having to give him airtime on New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. But Skip Bayless just proved that he was an idiot today on Undisputed, talking about Saquon Barkley. Let's just get to the quotes and then we'll react, because I really can't even wrap my mind around this. He said, I don't love him as a running back because in the end, if I can be painfully objective and honest about this, he's more of a cherry on top kind of back. He's more of whipped cream than he is the cake. He's more of a luxury back. He's not that guy. He'll get loose once or twice a game, but that's all. It's once or twice. He's going to get the ball a whole lot of other times and then go nowhere fast. Skippy, skip. Tell me you didn't watch the Giants play in week 1 without telling me that you didn't watch the Giants play in week 1. The version we saw of Saquon Barkley on Sunday was a different type of player than we've ever seen for the Giants, and I'm including his rookie year. He sought out contact. He looked to run people over. He didn't shy away. That's a different mindset and mentality that 26 has had with the New York Giants. Just like Baker, it's F Skip Bayless. F Skip Bayless. He's a clown show. I can't believe he uttered those words. He's a Cowboys fan at the end of the day. So let's type F Skip in the comments right now. Like I said, he didn't watch the football game on Monday or Sunday. It's pretty obvious that he didn't, because when you look at these stats by Saquon Barkley, it's truly incredible what he was able to do on Sunday. 190 plus all-purpose yards. This guy went to work. And he wants to talk about Saquon Barkley shies away from contact, and he only breaks off a couple of runs. Well, he had 123 yards after contact and 3 runs of 15-plus yards. This is a home run hitting back. And remember, but Skip Bayless loves Ezekiel Elliott, but he doesn't love Saquon Barkley. He likes Zeke, the 3.5 yards per carry guy that's on the back half of his career, that's nowhere close to the type of weapon and running back that Saquon Barkley is. It's an absolute joke. And also, since when were chunk plays a bad thing? Skip Bayless is saying that he only breaks a couple of long runs a game. Since when is breaking a long run a problem? I can't even believe we're talking about this fool on this show. It's ridiculous. He thinks Ezekiel Elliott is better than Saquon Barkley, and that, my friend, is a problem. So I want to ask you, who is the better running back right now? Who would you rather have on your football team right now. Type 21 for Ezekiel Elliott or type 26 for Saquon Barkley. I better see the Giants fans stand up and ride with our guy 2-6 in the comment section. Let's show him some love. Let me know who you're rolling with. Type 21 for Zeke or type 26 for Saquon Barkley. 26 from Alex, Michael, Aaron, Bells, Ricky, Rosario, Mr. Assassin, Sancho, Torian, Malcolm, Pierre, D. What up, DJ? T-Dub. Shout out, bro. Shout out to Tyler, Jabari, M. Dillinger forgot to take his meds. I don't even think meds can fix him at this point, my guy. It's ridiculous. I mean, he knows what he does. He's a guy that just says stuff to get a rise out of people, and he got one out of me, so I guess he did his job today. But it's really not even that close anymore. Who's the better running back? Like, it's Saquon Barkley every single time. He's faster. He's quicker. He's more explosive. He's better at hitting the home run. I'd rather have him as a receiving threat. And I think he's a better leader. That's one thing that I don't think Saquon gets a lot of credit for is being a leader, and that's what he is. He's a first guy in, last guy out. He never misses voluntary workouts. He's there every single time. He's someone that's proud to be a part of the New York Giants, while Zeke is a guy that loves to sniff white powder. That ain't Saquon Barkley. We have a mailbag coming up in a second. Shout out to Raul Gonzalez. He says, hey, shout me out, bro. I'm from the Bronx. Raul from the Bronx. What up, brother? M. Dillinger says, nah, he's butthurt because his team sucks and he lost his quarterback and no good attention on his team, and it's on our own. You ain't wrong right there, my friend. We have a mailbag coming up. Use hashtag Giants or Super Chat to get on the show. We got $5 in Super Chat, Rev. How about this? I said I wasn't going to drink today. I don't think I should. Seep, should we start drinking?
I mean, they're going to determine if we start drinking.
Do we want... yeah, we'll ask the people. Do you guys want us to start drinking? I really don't want to, but if you guys want to, we'll make it happen.
We can make it happen.
We
also had a ton of great questions in there, but then Skip Bayless came down and he interrupted the Wi-Fi when we were kind of taking a break there. So we lost a couple questions. We still got a good amount of them in there, but just get those questions in there. Hashtag Giants. Pull them to the system. Skip, he heard we were talking bad about him. Got rid of our questions, so get them back in there.
Mr. Assassin says, did we just trade Kadarius Toney for Jalen Waddle? No, we did not do that. Nope, fake news, my guy. Look, if you have a question, I know some of you guys asked one earlier, but Skip Bayless interrupted the Wi-Fi. So get your questions in, like Mr. Assassin. I know you asked a question earlier, Mr. NY Stadium. I saw a couple more that I really liked and wanted to answer. So if you have a question or you got to re-ask it, do it in the comments section. M. Dillinger says, I was messing up the producers. No, that wasn't me. Honestly, it wasn't me. But we'll let that go. Hashtag Giants in the comment section. Ask a question. Pro Cannon Gaming says take a day off. We'll do that. We'll take a day off. No drinking today. Unless someone wants to, super chat, and we can make it happen. Ask a question. John... Might just have to go general as well for a couple of them. All righty, we're about to get into a mailbag. Hashtag Giants, or you can super chat. Every super chat gets up on screen, and you get to skip the line. So it's like a fast pass at Disney World. We're about to get into a mailbag, though. So if you have a question, you can go ahead and ask it in the comments section. Raul, appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being a real one, my guy. Sancho says, don't trade Toney, trade Golladay. He's ass. Brutal. It's the two-shirt, two-pack. It should be in there. Jonathan says, take one for Big Blue. I'll take a drink of my hydration because it's been a long week for me. Very long week. Many of y'all have ever been on a bachelor party? This was my first one. I need like a whole week to recover. I can't drink like I used to and like wake up and be ready to go play football the next day. I can't do that anymore. Big Blue Fire Chief. Cowboys fans were so pissed off they jumped another Bucks fan at AT&T. That's terrible. Let me know. Who do you guys got this weekend? Type NYG for the Giants, CAR for the Panthers. Who do you got winning the football game this weekend? If it doesn't load, we can just go. Let's just roll then. If you have to hit it later in the show to wait, just do that. Alrighty, we're about to get into a mailbag. If you want your question answered, hashtag Giants in the comments section. We'll get it up on screen. Or super chat to guarantee your way onto the show. Hashtag Giants or super chat to get on the show. Alrighty, you ready? If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up icon. We got 140 likes. Let's get to 200 likes. Let's go. 169 people watching. I know not all of you have hit that thumbs up icon. Change it right now. Hit that thumbs up icon and let's ride. Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. We're about to get into a mailbag where I answer your guys' questions. The show aired on our live show. That happens every single Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern. So subscribe and turn your notifications on so you can join us for the next one. We're also going to be live for the game this weekend on the channel, doing a watch party, play-by-play, audience interaction, just hanging out with the real ones. That sounds like something you're interested in. Subscribe, and we'll see you Sunday. First question coming in from my guy, Real One Ricky. He said, do we surprise the world and have all our starters in the house this weekend? I do not think Wan'Dale Robinson will play. I think he's still dealing with that knee injury that Brian Dable said was day-to-day. He did not participate at Wednesday's practice, so I would say that's not the best look for someone that's trying to play. I could see Kayvon Thibodeaux playing, but I do still think that Azeez Ojulari might be a week or two away from getting back out onto the gridiron. It'd be awesome to have a fully healthy team, but I don't think it's going to be this week. Shout out to Mikey. He says, two-parter. Who starts at cornerback 2 this weekend? And since our linebackers struggle in coverage, I think it's best to throw Love in the box to cover CMC out of the backfield. Okay, who starts at CB2? I think it's going to be Fabian Moreau. I think they're going to call him up from the practice squad. He's the guy that the Giants signed a couple of weeks ago. He has the most experience in the NFL, the most starts. So I'll go with Fabian Moreau. And do I think that our linebackers did struggle in coverage against the Tennessee Titans? Dontrell Hilliard or Hillman, I don't even remember his name. I didn't really even know his name at the time. Had 2 receiving touchdowns, 60 yards. I don't hate the idea of Julian Love playing in the box. You're going to have Dane Belton on the field this week. So I could definitely see more 3 safety sets with McKinney, Belton, as well as Julian Love. And as we've seen before, Julian's not afraid to get down in the box and mix it up. Whether it's Love, McKinney, or Belton, I definitely think we should put a safety a little bit more on CMC coming out of the backfield. Mikey, great question as always. Shout out to you, brother. Rosario Guzzo, what up, man? How will the Giants replace Aaron Robinson with his injury? I think, like we talked about, Fabian Moreau is going to be the guy they're going to call up from the practice squad. I don't know if that's a great answer. Hopefully he's only out for a game. I mean, had his appendix removed. That's a brutal injury that happened to my brother when he was a kid. He lost like 40 pounds in like 2 weeks. So it may be a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks for Aaron Robinson to come back. We're going to miss him because he played really good against the Titans. Maybe they put Darnay Holmes on the outside. I think he's more of a slot guy. Maybe Cordell Flott gets some burn, the rookie out of LSU. It's still going to be a patchwork job to try to replace Aaron Robinson. Barry McCalkner, should the Giants trade Tyrod Taylor to the Cowboys for a pick? And then elevate Davis Webb from the practice squad? I love me some Davis Webb. But it'd have to be a first, a second, a third, or a fourth, or a fifth round pick, because I ain't helping the Cowboys out. Why would we help the Cowboys? It ain't going to happen. Let's type LOL in the Cowboys, because they are 0-1, and their season is looking like it's over before it even got started. No way, no how would I make a trade with the Dallas Cowboys to make them a better football team. Not a chance in hell I would do that. Maybe I'm being dumb. Maybe we should. I'll take your pulse, though. Let me know. Would you trade Tyrod Taylor to the Cowboys? Would you do it? Help them out. Dak's going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks, maybe a little bit quicker. I don't know. But I'll ask you this. Should the Giants trade Tyrod Taylor to the Cowboys? Type T for trade, or you can go down and type K for keep. I'm typing K because I ain't helping out the Dallas Cowboys. Shout out to Alex. Will Saquon have a better game than CMC? I could see it really going either way, right? A crazy stat, though. The Carolina Panthers. How do I want to say this? Carolina is 0-10 in their last 10 games where they've given up 100 or more rushing yards. So, if I'm Brian Dable and I'm Mike Kafka and I know when the Panthers give up 100-plus rushing yards, the statistics say they're going to lose. I am feeding Saquon Barkley. I am doing everything I can to have this team dominate on the ground. But I could see McCaffrey having a good day as well. He's just a bad matchup for the Giants. I don't know if he'll do that well on the ground versus us, because we did hold Derrick Henry to less than 90 yards on the ground. But it's the receiving element out of the backfield that scares me. He's one of the best in the NFL as being a receiving threat out of the backfield. And the Giants last week got torched by a receiving back in Tennessee. So that's where I'm a little bit concerned. But I'll roll with Saquon. I think he's going to have a good game and continue to build and build and build and get better and better every game. Saquon's going to have a damn good season if he stays healthy. Shout out to John. What up, man? Aside from the top 2 QBs in next year's draft, I don't see anyone better than DJ. What do they do if they decide to move on? Well, it's only been like 2 or 3 games in college football. Let's not overreact. I know Bryce Young is really good. CJ Stroud is really good. Will Levis, he still has a lot to prove. Anthony Richardson, I think, is probably a year away from entering the NFL. But look, someone is always going to appear out of nowhere. It happens every single year. No one thought Kenny Pickett before the season was going to be the first quarterback drafted. If I don't see anyone better, okay, what do we do if they decide you draft a QB? That's what it is. Or you make a trade, or you go out and sign someone. Like Lamar Jackson, he's going to be a free agent if he can't get to a contract resolution with the Ravens. I doubt they let him walk away, but they can go in a multitude of ways to try to get a new quarterback. My opinion is they should do it through the draft so they can have a cost-controlled QB for the next 5 years and load up the roster, kind of like the Chargers did this year. You have that QB on a cheap deal, you can put a lot of talent around him. If you're looking for a one-stop shop on YouTube that does nothing but cover the New York Giants and post videos every single day, goes live on Wednesdays, and goes live for game days, hit that big red button, and let's go Giants. Shout out to Aaron. How do you think Daniel Jones will play this week? I'm hoping he plays better than last week. I don't think Daniel Jones played bad last week. I don't think he played good either. I'd grade him at like a 75, 77. He did enough to get the win. But he left a lot of big plays out on the field. When I went back and watched the film, there was a couple plays where I was like, you just have to make that throw. You have to make that read. You have to decide to throw it. He had David Sills wide open for an 80-yard touchdown and didn't throw it to him. On one of the third downs and he rolled out to the right, he had Sterling Shepard screaming across the field wide open, and he just threw the ball into the dirt. He had some good plays, he had some bad plays, and he had some really ugly plays. But he did enough to win the football game. I just want Daniel Jones to play turnover-free football. If he does that, the Giants have a chance to win every single week. I truly believe that. Giants George, what player impressed you the most this past week? Great question. O'Shane Ximines comes to mind. Jahad Ward comes to mind. Josh Ojulari, the rookie left guard, looked really good in the run game. Not so good in the pass game. Richie James had a hell of a ball game. Aaron Robinson had a hell of a ball game. Tay Crowder did not. He's the guy that I was unimpressed by. But Jihad Ward, O'Shane Ximenez, Josh Ojulari, Richie James, Aaron Robinson. Those are the guys that probably impressed me the most. Head over to chatsports.com/Giants 2-pack. Shout out to Fanatics, today's sponsor. And get yourself not one t-shirt, but 2 t-shirts for $29. 2 t-shirts for $29? That's a steal. And this deal, it ain't going to last forever. So take advantage of it. You can have a home shirt. You can have an away shirt. Rock it during the season. Chatsports.com/Giants 2-pack. I'll put that link in the comments and description of the video. Pro Cannon Gaming, my brother. No, it's early, but should the team focus to improve the defense or the offense this offseason? Both. You got to get better on both sides of the football. I think you need to get a tight end in the offseason. I think you need to add some more talent to this wide receiver room. Maybe you move off Golladay. Maybe you don't bring Shepard back. I hope they do. I love Sterling Shepard. I thought this offense desperately missed him. His ability to produce as a run blocker, as a wide receiver is truly incredible. You got to get better on offense, and you have to get better on defense. You could use an inside linebacker. You need another outside corner. So you got to get better on both sides of the ball. If I had to pick, I'd say offense. Because if you don't make the playoffs this year, Daniel Jones probably isn't going to be back. And that's a position you got to improve if you don't make the playoffs. Yeeta. Would I bet this week's special of Saquon 150 yards, 1+ touchdown, and Giants win at +20? So if he goes for 150 and 1 touchdown, does that hit? It says plus. So does that mean he's got to hit? Yeah, so he has to go for 151 and 2 touchdowns. Is that, or am I reading that wrong? Okay, so he just has to get to 150. Hell yeah, you should bet that. Why not? Put $10 on it and let's ride. Get rich. Do it with our BetUS, our proud sportsbook partner. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code chat125. I think it's a good bet. It's risky, no doubt. That's why the odds are plus 2,500. But look, life's all about being risky. Scared money don't make money. Yeeta, make the bet. Let's ride. I might match you with it. Last question on this mailbag. Shout out to Jim. Wonder if he knows a guy, knows a girl named Pam. What's going on with Kadarius Toney? Great question, right? The guy played 7 snaps this past week, had 2 touches, and he was electric with the football. You need to find a way, Mike Kafka and Brian Dable, to insert him into this team. He is a guy, if you have a healthy Saquon Barkley looking like you did in week 1, and you have a healthy Kadarius Toney, those are 2 players that defensive coordinators are staying up at night worried about. Because Kadarius Toney, when the football is in his hands, is one of the most electric players in the NFL. You cannot argue that. Go back and watch the 2 plays. He turned 2 negative plays into 2+ plays. I love Kadarius Toney. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how he only plays 7 snaps. Brian Dable said that's how the cookie crumbled, essentially. That's how the wide receiver reps fared out, but he's a first-round pick, man. Get him on the field, even as a decoy. Because when he goes in motion, everybody on the defense's eyes follow him. They got to get him more involved. Let me ask you guys this question, though. Are you worried about Kadarius Toney? Had that offseason injury. The rookie year was a rocky one, and he's only playing 7 snaps in game 1. Are you worried? Are you worried about Kadarius Toney? Type W for worried, or if you're chilling, you're cool, you think Toney's going to bounce back, the joke is going to do what the Joker does. Type C for you're chilling.
See a lot of people talking to Adoree Jackson in the comments. He had a pretty good game week 1.
Adoree Jackson looked really, really good week 1. He really did. Didn't have to guard any elite receivers. The Titans don't really have one. I mean, Robert Woods used to be elite. I didn't think he looked that good come back from that ACL injury, but Adoree Jackson looked damn good. He had a couple of plays on tape where you saw him speed turn, get his foot in the ground, and just go. And it was like if they threw that ball, the guy was open, but it would have been a pick 6. Like he has the the makeup speed and the quickness that Adoree Jackson has is truly special. It's just he's a smaller guy, right? And he's had some injuries dating back to his days at USC. He has all the talent in the world to be an elite cornerback, and he was week 1. He just got to stay healthy. We got another mailbag coming up. So if we missed your question, ask another one. So producer Seeps can get it up on screen. And if you want to guarantee a spot on the mailbag, super chat. Because we show love to everybody that super chats. We'll put you on the mailbag as soon as possible. All super chats go to the front of the line. If not, you're at the discretion of Patrick Seaman. I don't get to choose the question that goes up on screen. So you can type FPAT in the comments if he doesn't put your question up. But look, at the end of the day, a lot of people are watching. We got 200 people watching, 165 likes. Hit that like button. Let's go. But what I mean by that is a lot of people are asking questions. The only way to guarantee that you get on screen is by super chatting. So look, if you didn't get, how are we looking question-wise, Seeps, if you want to pop up on screen? Because I was seeing a lot, but then we got kind of drowned out by some comments answering some questions. But I think we could use some more. We need some more.
We definitely need some more questions. There's some really good questions in there right now, but definitely could use a couple more.
So I need all the real ones. If you're a real one, ask a question in the comments and use hashtag Giants. Ask if you're a real one. I need the real ones to step up right now. Ask a question in the comments section using hashtag Giants. We'll put it up on screen and we'll answer it. Or we don't have to do the mailbag. Do you guys, if y'all don't ask any questions, we just won't do the mailbag. How about that? I'll go home and I'll be able to go to sleep and try to drink off this 6-day bender of tequila. Shout out to Big Blue Fire Chief for getting a question in. That makes you an official real one. Shout out to James Hollister. All righty, Pierre Juan. I think we're good. Keep getting your questions in, though. The more, the better. If you want to guarantee your spot, you can super chat. We'll do this just during the mailbag. Just during the mailbag. Every $5, we'll do this. Every $10 super chat that comes in during the mailbag, I'll take a shot. But it's only during the mailbag. I could use some shots. I'm losing a little bit of steam, not going to lie. So, to keep the party going, any super chat that comes in of $10 or more during the mailbag, we'll take shots at the end of the show. None come in, that's fine. But, you know, like I said, I like to party. Alrighty, let's do it, though. Let's get into a mailbag right about now. Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. Give me a follow on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. Everybody that follows me from this video, I'll follow you back if you share this video on Twitter. So go underneath the video, click the share button, tweet it out on Twitter, tag me, and follow me, and I'll give every single person that does a follow back. I'm like 10 followers away from getting to 2,000 followers, and I want more Giants fans to follow me. So give me a follow at @MarshallGreen_. M. Dillinger, my brother, he said, I'm confused why Tony didn't get that much love. What do you think could be one of the factors, and will he get more love this Sunday? So I thought about a whole bunch of reasons about why Kadarius Toney was not a part of the game plan. And these are some that I thought of. He was dealing with that knee injury, had an offseason surgery. I don't think he's hurt, though. But he missed a bunch of practice time, right? Maybe he doesn't know the playbook. That's option number one. Maybe Dable thinks or is not comfortable with how much he knows of the playbook. Maybe they want to set a precedent that you don't get to be hurt all offseason, not practice, wear a red non-contact practice jersey, and go and get 40 snaps come week one. I don't know what the reason is. There could be a whole bunch of reasons, right? But at the end of the day, you selected this guy in the first round of the NFL draft. He's one of the most electric and dynamic playmakers with the ball in his hands in the National Football League. I believe it will be a bigger focal point this week. You got to find a way to get 89 in the football. So when he does, special shit happens, man. It really, really does. Real Giants fan talk. What up, bro? What jersey is that? Is that an Eli? Is that an Eli jersey? My gosh, shout out to Eli the GOAT. If Kayvon plays, is he over 2 sacks or under? I would say under 2 sacks in his opener, but can he get 1? Like 2, I think, is asking for a lot. You are going to be going up against another rookie offensive tackle, Ika Mekwonu. He gave up 2 sacks to Myles Garrett last week. That's one of the best edge rushers in NFL history right there in Myles Garrett. I'd say under 2.5 or under 2. And if Saquon has another 100+, do we beat Carolina? The last 10 games that the Panthers have given up 100 yards on the ground, they're 0-10. So yes, if the Saquon goes for 100+ on the ground, they will win the football game. The stats don't lie. Pandemonium, what up, bro? He said, super chat, $5 super chat. I got you after the show. I got you. DJ shouldn't have thrown that pass, but H. Cross said 26 ran the wrong route. So it's both their fault? Like, just because someone runs the wrong route, you don't still have to throw them the football. But I put that blame on Daniel Jones because he made the decision to throw it. That was a play that rookie quarterbacks make. He stared him down the entire time and never took his eyes off him and still fired it. Dable chewed him out on the sideline. Daniel Jones came back and looked like a different quarterback the rest of the game. Maybe he needed that. I don't know. But Daniel Jones cannot afford to make plays like that happen, or he ain't going to be a starting quarterback in this league for much longer. It's that simple. Terrible play, but he bounced back and got the Giants a win, so you can't complain too much. Sub for Giants dubs. If you want the Giants to beat the Panthers this weekend, hit that sub button because we're subbing for Giants dubbing. Hit that sub button. Let's get to 13,000 subs on the channel. Let's ride. Hit that big red button. Torian, will Kenny Golladay score a touchdown this season? Kenny Golladay does not score a touchdown this season. I'm going to be pretty damn upset, to be honest with you. He has to score, right? You can't go 34 games with a team and not score a touchdown after you were just paid $17 million per year. So, yeah, I hope he does. Will he? I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say yes. Kenny Golladay will score a touchdown this year. And look, easy money following suit. He says, is Kenny Golladay a bust? Like, it's looking like one of the worst contracts ever given to a wide receiver in free agency, right? I mean, God, the Giants and Dave Gettleman missed on that. And I'm upset that I have to say this. I thought it was a great deal at the time. But Kenny Golladay looks like a fraction of the player he was in Detroit. Don't even go to that because it's wrong. I'll ask you guys this question, though. Because Golladay hasn't scored as a Giant, and neither has Kadarius Toney. So I'll ask you the question. Who scores a touchdown first this season? Type 89 for Kadarius Toney or type 19 for Kenny Golladay. Who scores a touchdown first? 19 for Golladay, 89 for Toney. I want to hear from you in the comments. Is this last one? No? Roger, what up? He says, is it possible for the Giants to go 4-0? Easy schedule. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, guys. One game at a time. One game at a time. And the game coming up is week 2 against the Carolina Panthers. Is it a winnable football game? Yes. But anything can happen any given Sunday. You cannot underestimate teams. You cannot do that. I just want the Giants to focus on what's immediately in front of them. Can they beat the Panthers? Yes. Can they beat the Cowboys without Dak Prescott? Yes. Can they beat the Chicago Bears? Yes. Can they go 4-0? Yes. But let's focus on going 2-0. Let's beat the Panthers. Then we'll worry about the stinky boys coming up in a week. But all focus should be on 2-0 in the Carolina Panthers. Those are the games coming up. So I'll ask you, what will the Giants' record be after week 4? What's going to be the record after week 4? 4-0, 3-1, 2-2, 1-3. I want to hear from all you out there. Predict it. What's going to be the Giants' record after week 4? You can bet on what the Giants' record's going to be with our proud sportsbook partner, BetUS. When you go to chatsports.com/bet and use the promo code chat125, they're going to hook you guys up with a 125% deposit bonus. That's free money. Take advantage of it. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code chat125. Ricky, what up, bro? Can a healthy Thibodeaux be the next LT? No. That's unfair to put on anybody. Lawrence Taylor's the best person to ever play defense in the history of the NFL, and he might be the best player to ever play football. So, no, I'm not going to put those type of expectations on Kayvon Thibodeaux, but can a healthy Thibodeaux be a double-digit sack guy every year of his career? I do believe that. I think he can be an all-pro type of pass rusher. He could be an elite difference maker off that edge, but let's not compare him to the greatest player to ever play in the NFL. Pierre Juan, who's the best player to cover CMC? Great question. I want to see Xavier McKinney on him a little bit. I want to see Julian Love on him a little bit. I want to see Dane Belton on him a little bit. What I do not want to see is Tay Crowder guarding him or Austin Calitro or Micah McFadden guarding him. Because when we saw that happen on Titans running backs, we got exposed. You got to put a safety on McCaffrey, whether it's Love, McKinney, or Belton. It's got to be one of those guys. McCaffrey is just too much of a dynamic player to be guarded by the type of linebackers that we have. Mikey, what up, bro? I know it'll be expensive, but with Lamar missing the deadline, do you think it's possible he rejoins Wink next year as we contract control draft prospects in the DB? Look, I'm not going to say never, because if I learned anything this NFL offseason, you don't say never. Because I never thought Tom Brady would retire and then come back. I never thought that Devontae Adams would be traded to the Las Vegas Raiders. I never thought that Tyreek Hill would be traded away from the Kansas City Chiefs. Crazy stuff happens all the time. So I'll never say never. There absolutely is a possibility the Giants could make a trade or go and try to sign Lamar Jackson, but I wouldn't say it's a very highly likely situation. But it would be damn cool, wouldn't it? Say, Lamar Jackson with Saquon Barkley. That's a dynamic backfield. Guzzo, what up, man? Can Giants beat Dallas, Packers, or Ravens? Can they win 2 out of these 3? I think you could beat the Cowboys with Cooper Rush. The Packers and Ravens will be tough. The Packers did not look good week 1, though. I'll tell you that much. Like I said, any given Sunday, anything can happen. So, yeah, I think they could win 2 out of the 3. But if you go 1-2 out of those 2 games and you beat the Panthers and you beat the Browns or the Bears, you're looking into a great start for the New York Giants. They ain't going 17-0. I'm pretty confident in that. Just win the games you're supposed to win, and this team will be smooth sailing. Last question from JT. If Daniel Jones plays like he did in week 1, will the Giants re-sign him? All right, we're already going there. So there's so many layers to this question, right? Because he won the football game. The Giants go 17-0 and they win the Super Bowl. Yeah, they're going to re-sign him. But if Daniel Jones ends the season with 34 turnovers. What do you have? 2 turnovers this past game, a fumble and a pick. He's not going to be here. He just needs to get better every single game. Show that you got better every single game. That you're understanding this playbook more and this system more. You're getting more comfortable and more comfortable. Be a better quarterback than you were the prior week. That's the best way for Daniel Jones to get re-signed. I think they're going to have to make the playoffs or compete for the playoffs because, look, if you don't do it now, when are you ever going to do it with Daniel Jones? I want him to be the guy because that means the Giants have their franchise QB. I'm just not sure if he's QB1 material, but look, he's got 16 more games this season to prove me wrong if he wants to be. And I would love to be proved wrong about Daniel Jones. I want him to be the guy because that's the quickest way for the Giants to be great again. Tough question for me, so I'm going to bounce this one back to you. Will Daniel Jones be on the Giants next year? Will he be on the Giants next year? Put your prediction hat on. Read the future. Let me know what you think. Will Daniel Jones be on the Giants next year? Bell says no. Giants are going to have to be good if he's going to be back.
You didn't really give me a yes or no on that. Like right now, if you had to call
No.
it, you're saying no
I
last
say
year?
no.
What about chances he finishes the year? He starts all 17 games.
90%.
You think so? Like
Yeah.
what if they have a really strong, like the rest of the team plays really well these next 3 weeks? Do you think there's a chance they go to Tyrod?
Like if they lose?
Yeah, like if the rest of the team, Saquon's still looking really good.
No, because you know what you have in Tyrod Taylor, right? Like you know that at best he's a bridge QB. Whereas you probably know what you have with Daniel Jones, right? But there's still some unknown because he's finally with the good OC. The O-line is better. He's got a healthy Saquon. He's got some weapons. You're hoping that he can show you something that you haven't seen before, and you're hoping that Brian Daboll can do for him that he did for Josh Allen. Not saying that Daniel Jones is Josh Allen. He doesn't have that much talent. But can he get the best out of Daniel Jones? I think that's what they're hoping. And I also think slightly that it's coming from John Mara a little bit. Go back to what he said in the offseason. We've done everything we can to have screwed this kid up. He is a stubborn person, Mr. Mara. He wants to be proven wrong or right about Daniel Jones. He doesn't want to leave anything to question. So I truly believe that when Brian Daboll and Joe Shane got hired, John Mara said, you got to run it with Daniel Jones this year. I believe that. And that's what they're doing. Look, week 9 is your bye week. Let me pull up the schedule real quick. Week 9 is your bye week. If shit just hits the fan and you are falling apart as a team, come bye week 9, and you don't have a good record, maybe then they reassess, right? But look, you're already 1-0. Seeps, count the winnable games coming up for me, okay? Panthers. Cowboys with Cooper Rush. Bears.
Winnable.
Packers, tough game. Ravens, tough game. Jaguars.
Winnable.
Seahawks.
Winnable.
Texans.
Winnable.
Lions.
Winnable.
Cowboys, maybe Dak's back
Where is
then. That one is going to be, that's on Thanksgiving.
So
Primetime game.
I'll count that as winnable.
That's a winnable game if Dak's not back. Even if he is back, you could still win that game. They're not the best team. Washington is a winnable game. I think you split with the best at Eagles, but I wouldn't say like that's a for sure winnable game. And then Vikings, that's going to be a tough game. Colts, that's a tough game. But right there, that's eight winnable games.
That's 9 if you're not including the Eagles, Colts, and Vikings.
Yeah, like I'm not saying Giants can win 10 games, but can you win 70% of your winnable ball games? Can you finish the year 8-9? Like I think that's truly a possibility.
So that's why I asked you, do you think Tyrod could give you a better chance to win the winnable games? Maybe Daniel Jones gives you a better chance to win the Packers, Vikings, those types of games.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense, but I just think Daniel Jones is better than Tyrod Taylor. Like I think Tyrod Taylor is what Tyrod Taylor is. Like he's not a needle mover. He's not going to win you games, but he's not necessarily going to lose you games. Whereas I think Daniel Jones can win you a game. He's thrown for 5 touchdowns and 0 picks before. He has multiple games of 4 touchdowns and no picks. I'm not saying he's a world beater. It's crazy because people that watch this show, Seeps, it's Marshall, you're a Daniel Jones hater. Then you got people, Marshall, you are way too high on Daniel Jones. So it's like people say I'm this, people say I'm that, and I think I'm right in the middle. I love Daniel Jones. I want him to be the guy, but I'm not so sure yet. Like I got to see more, right? Big Blue Fire Chief. I love DJ, but 50-50. Too many great QB options in the draft. It looks like a lot better to get a QB in the draft, save money, build right. Then that makes more sense. Joe Shane has already met with Stroud. He met with him at the Pro Day for Ohio State last year, and he was at the Ohio State game earlier this season. I think I chop off a pinky, though, for Bryce Young. Like, he is special, man. I don't know if any of you guys watched the Alabama-Texas game this past weekend. Bryce Young is special,
bro,
man.
He was struggling through the first 3 quarters.
Fourth quarter came and he turned it on.
Locked in, bro.
When he escaped out of that corner blitz, that was like as good as it gets at playing the quarterback position. I was watching with a bunch of buddies, and there were some A&M fans that we were watching with, Texas A&M, and they're like, this guy never makes throws outside of his first read. And then the next 5 plays, he broke down out of the pocket, bought time, and threw it to his 5th read. I was like, yeah, don't say stupid shit, because it's just not true. Bryce Young is special. If he was 6'3", 6'4", I think he would be like one of the best NFL draft prospects in a long, long time. That's how special he is. It's just, he's a little guy, but I don't really think that really matters that much anymore with the space and pace that the NFL is going towards. Pierre Juan, he says, if he's no good on week 9, need to have defense step up. Remember, defense lost some games last year. Yeah, look, they were a bad team last year. That's about as simple as we can get. That's going to come to the end of the show, though. We'll end it with this question. Let me know who you got. Type NYG for the Giants. Type CAR for the Carolina Panthers. Also, if you haven't yet, hit that big red button. Subscribe to Giants Now. Sub for Giants Dubs. Type NYG for the Panthers or for the Giants. Type CAR for the Panthers. And we'll see you tomorrow with another video. We're going to be live on the channel on Sunday. If you're a real one, show up. Ask anybody in the chat that was at the watch party on Sunday. I promise you say it was a good time. At least I thought I had a good time. Shout out to John, Dark, John, Mike, Bells, Eli, Pro Gannon, Sancho, and Ricky. All the real ones to the end. I'll see you guys later. Let's go, Big Blue.